prompted Duterte to describe the PRC as an organization hungry for money. His spokesman has this to say.
Let's allow na lang the president to say what he wants to say, and let's let that remain on record. Bahala na po ang PRC to construe what the president said.
For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
And the government has formed a task force that will handle the distribution of COVID-19 vaccines once available. This group will be led by Vaccine Czar and National Task Force Against COVID-19 Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez Jr. The task force will lead the purchase, production, and distribution of the shots across the country. Galvez earlier said that Filipinos can or may begin receiving vaccines in May 2021. Tourist spots in Albay are still reeling from the effects of Raleigh, which battered the province over the weekend. To give us the details, Jenny Dongon joins us live from Legazpi City. Jenny, what's the latest from down south?
Sean, aside from homes and livelihood, well-known tourist spots here in Albay have also been devastated by then Super Typhoon Raleigh. This chapel in Cagraray Eco Energy Park in Bacacay, Albay was severely damaged. Window glasses surrounding the chapel were also broken. Its ceiling and rooftop were severely damaged. This cross was also pulled out by strong winds last Sunday morning. Eco Park's caretaker Randy Balidod said they just reopened the park to the locals last June. He added they were about in the recovery stage from the months of closure, but because of what happened, it will be closed again to tourists. Cagsawa ruins in Daragao were not spared either. More than 100 of souvenir stores were submerged. Cesar Lincaso, president of Cagsawa Business Organization stall owners, said they were all excited when the LGU allowed them to reopen, that they're afraid that no tourists will visit Cagsawa now because it was totally ruined by Super Typhoon Raleigh. Sean, according to the Department of Trade and Industry, over 100 micro, small, medium enterprises were affected by Super Typhoon Raleigh. It was almost 45 million pesos. Sean.
All right, Jenny, we all know, of course, that there are a lot of heritage sites there in the Bicol region, especially close to where you are right now. Is there already a plan, maybe from the national level, on what to do or how to help restore and repair these national treasures?
Yes, right now, Sean, the clearing operations are continuous, particularly on those major roads going to the Heritage Park here in Albay. And according to the Department of Trade of Industry, they are in close coordination with this affected micro, small, medium enterprises. Sean.
All right, thank you and stay safe down there. Jenny Dongon joining us live from Legazpi City in Albay. We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. are still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The U.S. presidential elections enters a second day of ballot counting with 71 electoral votes still in the balance. According to Reuters' latest projection, Democratic candidate Joe Biden is just 17 votes shy of clinching a win. Biden's electoral count now stands at 253, while that of Republican incumbent Donald Trump is at 214. The election uncertainty remains as the states in either light blue or red colors continue to count their ballots. These include the swing states such as Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, and Nevada. And while the results in several states still hang in limbo, both camps of the U.S. presidential race are claiming the pathway to victory. Democratic challenger Joe Biden says he has no doubt that he will win the presidency. Biden is calling on the American citizenry to stay calm and patient as votes are still being counted.
We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners. So I ask everyone to stay calm.
On the other hand, Republican Donald Trump adopts a fighting posture, accusing the Dems of using illegal votes. Some U.S. TV networks halted their coverage of his recent speech due to alleged misinformation.
This is a case where they're trying to steal an election. They're trying to rig an election, and we can't let that happen.
Anti-Trump protesters took to the streets across the United States to urge that every vote be counted. They were met with the supporters of the incumbent president, wanting the count to stop. A lawmaker believes that the country's alliance with the United States will remain strong, regardless of who takes the presidency. Ria Fernandez with that story.
The country's relationship with the United States has been generally fine under the Trump administration. That's according to House National Defense Vice Chair and Muntinlupa Representative Rufy Biazon. He believes so despite President Duterte's warm ties with China. Biazon sees no change in the country's security deals with the U.S. even if Democrat presidential candidate Joe Biden wins. He's also not expecting a shift in interests when it comes to the West Philippine Sea. Biazon says the Philippines stands to benefit from the projected Biden win.
I think we would be a beneficiary to that, no? Because they want to ensure that there is freedom of navigation and maritime exploration and observance of international obligations. With regard to the South China Sea and, of course, the Philippines' exclusive economic zone.
The lawmaker also believes that the U.S. could help balance out the relationship between Manila and Beijing, regardless of who will win between Trump and Biden.
We all know that there have been reports of China intruding into our exclusive economic zone. Some have labeled it as bullying. And I think being in alliance with the United States on security matters can balance that out.
Former Senator and Defense Secretary Orly Mercado says it is important for the Philippines to ensure that its commitments with the U.S., such as the Visiting Forces Agreement, will remain. The VFA was supposed to be terminated earlier this year. In June, Malacanang deferred the abrogation for 6 months, which may be extended further.
Make sure that we do not go back in terms of our understanding of their commitment. As far as they're concerned, they have said, we have repeatedly made the commitment.
Professor Edmund Tayo of the Ateneo School of Government cites a slight change in the country's relationship with the U.S.
Kumbaga, ang mensahe sa Amerika, hindi na lang kayo ang kausap ko. So to me, hindi na magiging ganun ka-significant ang moral suasion o influensya ng Amerika sa atin.
For News 5, Ria Fernandez, we are One News.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.